Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always excited to see what we uncover.
Well, today, we're going way back to ancient wisdom that's surprisingly relevant even now.
Oh, this is going to be good.
We're looking at a speech, a powerful one by Moses to the Israelites. You can find it in Deuteronomy 4.
Moses, now that's a name that carries weight. What's he talking about?
He's giving them, well, imagine a pep talk right before entering the Promised Land.
I see, setting the stage.
It's all about remembering their journey, the struggles and the triumphs, and how to thrive in this new chapter.
I bet that resonated with them back then, facing the unknown, needing guidance.
Exactly. And he starts by recounting their past, the exodus from Egypt, that dramatic escape through the Red Sea.
Wow, talk about starting with a bang. A reminder of just how far they'd come.
Right, and then the years wandering in the wilderness. It wasn't easy, but it shaped them.
So he's laying the foundation, the context for his message. Powerful stuff.
And then comes the central point. Remember where you came from, remember what God has done for you, and remember the laws he gave you to live by.
It's like he's saying, don't take this for granted. This new life, it's a privilege, a responsibility.
That's it. And it's not just blind rule following. He emphasizes that these laws are for their benefit.
Oh, interesting. So it's not about restriction, but guidance towards a good life.
You got it. He's saying following these laws will make them wise, even impressive to other nations.
Creating a model society then, not just personal piety.
Precisely. Their actions reflect these principles. It's about living out their covenant with God, showing its power.
Makes sense. Now, knowing Moses, I bet there's a but coming.
You know it. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He spends a lot of time warning about idolatry.
Yeah, the classic pitfall. But wait, he's not just talking about statues, is he?
They're catching on. It's anything that replaces God in their hearts, any distraction from their true purpose.
Okay, now that hits close to home even today. What kind of things does he point out?
Well, the allure of wealth and possessions, chasing power, status, even getting caught up in surrounding cultures, that's all in there.
It's timeless, isn't it? Those temptations are always there, pulling us away from what matters.
He knew human nature, especially with newfound freedom and opportunity. It's easy to lose sight.
So true. It's like he's saying, enjoy the good, but don't let it make you forget what's truly important.
And that's just the beginning. Moses gets even deeper, but we'll save that for after the break.
Can't wait. This is already thought-provoking. You know what's remarkable about Moses? He doesn't just issue commands, he explains the reasoning behind them.
Like he's appealing to their hearts as well as their minds, right?
Exactly. It's not just do this, it's this is why this matters for you, for your happiness.
This is the path to a good life, a fulfilling life.
That's it. He's warning them against falling for those traps we all face, thinking happiness comes from material things or status.
Oh yeah, those are tempting for sure in any era. But how does he connect this ancient wisdom to their future?
Because they're about to face a whole new world, right? New challenges, new temptations.
It's a huge transition. How does he equip them for that?
And that takes us to another key part of his speech. Education. Passing down wisdom.
So it's not just about them, but about building a legacy, ensuring those values survive.
Exactly. He tells them to teach these laws to their children, make it a part of everyday life, constantly talking about them.
Like making it a living tradition, not just dusty rules.
Right. Remembering their history, living by those principles, that's what makes them unique, sets them apart.
It's not just memorization. It's creating a culture of reflection, conversation around those values.
And you know what's interesting is he acknowledges they'll mess up sometimes.
Well, yeah, that's realistic, isn't it? We're all human. We make mistakes.
He knows they won't always get it right. They'll stumble.
And that's where I think his message becomes even more powerful.
Because he offers hope, a way back. Even if they stray, break the covenant, there's forgiveness.
Wow. Second chances. Now, that's something we all need to hear sometimes.
If they genuinely repent, God is there. It's not about being perfect, but about course correction, taking responsibility.
And striving to do better, to make amends. It's such a relevant message even today.
Absolutely. And one final point Moses makes, he reminds them their experience is unique.
No other nation has seen God's power so directly. They have this special responsibility.
He's saying, don't waste this gift, this knowledge. It's a privilege, a heavy one.
Like they're entrusted with something precious, something to be used wisely.
He wants them to truly grasp the weight of their journey, the potential they have to do something extraordinary with it.
It's both inspiring and a bit daunting, isn't it?
And that leads us to think about our own lives, our own journeys. What unique blessings have we been given?
It's a question worth asking ourselves. We all have our stories, our own exodus in a way.
And just like the Israelites, we have choices to make. How do we use our experiences shape our lives?
That's where the ancient wisdom becomes so relevant. Gratitude, commitment to values, awareness of temptations.
And passing on that wisdom, creating a legacy that goes beyond ourselves.
It's about living with intention, a sense of purpose, striving for that promised land of fulfillment.
And maybe that's the challenge for us today. What are our guiding principles, our own laws for a good life?
What do we need to remember? What values to uphold and what traps to avoid along the way?
It's a lifelong journey, isn't it? Full of twists and turns, but with the potential for something truly meaningful.
Absolutely. And with that in mind, we want to hear from you, our listeners.
What resonates with you from Moses' message? How do you see these ancient principles playing out in your modern life?
Share your thoughts, your questions, your own deep dives on our social media channels. We'd love to keep this conversation going.
Because just like the Israelites standing on the edge of a new chapter, we too have the power to shape our future.
To create lives that reflect our deepest values and aspirations. That's the beauty of this ancient wisdom. It's always relevant, always challenging us to grow.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep that deep dive spirit alive.
We'll see you soon for another fascinating journey.
It's a lot to take in, right? Like he's giving them this roadmap, but also saying, hey, there'll be detours, be ready.
It's that balance, encouragement, and realism that makes it so powerful.
And you know, it got me thinking about something. Moses keeps emphasizing how unique their experience is.
Yeah, no other nation had this direct encounter with God, this level of intervention.
So it's not just about following rules, it's about recognizing that sets them apart.
They're carrying something special. A kind of responsibility comes with that, right?
Exactly. And that made me wonder, what about us today? What makes our experience unique?
Ooh, that's a good one. What blessings or opportunities do we have that maybe we take for granted?
Because we all have them, right? Our own stories, our own journeys that have shaped us.
It's like each of us has our own exodus, in a way, our own moments of liberation, challenge, growth.
And just like the Israelites, we get to choose how we respond to that, how we let it shape us.
Whether we learn from it, whether we carry that forward into something meaningful.
And that's where I think Moses' words still hit home. Gratitude, commitment to values, watching out for those temptations.
It all comes down to intentionality, doesn't it? Living with purpose, not just drifting along.
Because if we think about it, we're all on that journey towards our own promised land, whatever that looks like for each of us.
That place of fulfillment, of living in alignment with our deepest values.
So what are our guiding principles? What are the laws we choose to live by to get there?
What do we need to remember? What pitfalls to avoid? It's like Moses is giving us a framework, but we fill in the details.
And that's the exciting part, isn't it? It's a personal journey, but with these ancient truths as our compass.
It's a challenge, but a hopeful one.
Yeah.
That's what I love about exploring these texts. They always spark something new.
Absolutely. So as you go about your week, keep that in mind. What are your guiding principles? What's your promised land?
And most importantly, what are you doing today to move towards it? Keep reflecting, keep questioning, keep that deep dive spirit alive.
And until next time, may your journey be filled with purpose and meaning.
We'll see you back here soon for another fascinating exploration.